In this video, I will be discussing information on how obesity affects children with ASD, how parents, organizations, and schools can effectively help a child with ASD and obesity to become more engaged in physical activity, and finish off by including healthy eating habits parents can incorporate on their child's diet. According to the state of obesity, more than 12 million U.S. children are obese. That's 1 in every 6 children. In addition, recent studies have seen a linkage between childhood obesity and the development of other health problems, some of which include high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and high cholesterol, all of which were not previously seen until late adulthood. Furthermore, previous research has suggested that the prevalence of obesity in children with autism spectrum disorder is just as high compared to typical developing children. So what is ASD? Well, according to autismspeaks.org, autism, also known as autism spectrum disorder, refers to a range of conditions characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech, and nonverbal communication. However, in a peer-reviewed article titled Current Perspectives on Physical Activities and Exercise Recommendations for Children and Adolescents with Autism Spectrum Disorders, it is mentioned that children with ASD are more susceptible to the effects these health problems can have, and are more likely to develop additional health problems such as disordered sleep, food selectivity, and lack of engagement in physical activity. In addition, the prevalence of obesity in children with ASD is 6.8% greater than the children without ASD. Therefore, it is important for parents, organizations, and schools to learn how to work together so that children with ASD can thrive just as much as their fellow classmates. But how can they work together, you may ask? Well, first, let's take a look at how they are not. In the past 12 years, exercise has gained awareness in the autism community. However, many parents still don't view it as an effective treatment for their child. Likewise, many school administrations are conflicted on how physical activity can fit into a student's daily routine. The problem here is that administration and teachers get evaluated on the progress students make on the areas of reading, writing, and arithmetic, but they are not evaluated on the student's physical fitness. Along with that, most PE teachers don't have an assistant. Therefore, they are challenged to provide the best support they can to these students that are sensitive to bright lights, loud sounds, and overcrowded classrooms. A possible solution to this problem is that more public schools should hire support staffs so that teachers can receive the help they need. Moreover, PE teachers should also be taught during their undergraduate program how to involve and teach a support staff how to lead a PE class. Plus, more parents should encourage their child to participate in physical activities by signing them up into clubs that best fit them. For instance, joining a soccer team, a volleyball team, a tennis team, or a track team. And for those parents that may not have the financial resources to register their child into clubs, an effective strategy that they can use that can promote their child's engagement in physical activity is using visual supports. Visual supports, as defined by David Jeslak in his peer-reviewed article of Exercise, Autism, and New Possibilities, is a technique that is used to help bring in structure, routine, and sequence that many children with autism require in order to carry on their daily activities. Therefore, 5 reasons why children with ASD should use visual supports during physical activity are: they attract and hold a child's attention for a greater amount of time. They enable the child to stay on task and help reduce their anxiety. They help make abstract concepts more concrete for a child to follow. They help students express his or her thoughts to their instructor and promote engagement among their peers. In addition, it's an inclusive strategy for all children to participate in, whether or not they fall on the spectrum. Some examples of visual supports are using a whiteboard, a timer, a fitness app, or yourself. For instance, a timer can be utilized as a visual representation of how much time is left for an exercise to be over. By seeing exactly how much time is left and knowing how long they've been working out for, the child is not focused on how tired they are. Instead, they are focused on finishing strong. To conclude, parents can reinforce good feeding habits to their children with the use of differential reinforcements. As explained in a peer-reviewed article titled Obesity in Children with Autism Spectrum Disorder, differential reinforcements involves rewarding a child with a positive reinforcement when they behave in a desirable way, or removing a reinforcement when they behave in an undesirable way. By using this method, parents can introduce healthier eating habits to their children. By the end of this video, I hope you learned more about the effects obesity has on children with ASD, learned how to get a child with ASD more engaged in physical activity, and learned how to get a child with ASD to adapt healthier eating habits. Thank you for watching.